really, guys, I go to work, have a stressful day, come home only to see that the outer circle has placed all of the blame on me. It seems like no matter what I do or what I try to do or how I try to move on from the outer circle or how I try to look forward to what's next instead of backtracking and thinking about what's come and gone, seems like the outer circle has nothing better to do than talk shit about me. Listen, I don't understand why you should be talking shit about me. Someone who's apparently a joke. Someone who's apparently a clown. Someone who's apparently not relevant enough to even be mentioned by his colleagues. But you want to keep running your mouth and talking shit about me. That's okay. That is fine. That is dandy. It's all good and well said. I don't give a shit if you keep talking shit about me. If you keep saying, oh, I'm the biggest joke in backyard wrestling, that I'm not a damn mountain, that I'm a pussy. If I stand corrected, you can go back and watch the footage. If I was such a pussy, then why did I beat your ass? For the first time in my career, I stood up to you during a match. For the first time in my career, I fought back. For the first time in my career, I dealt the punishment that I was receiving. If I was such a pussy, why did I withstand and go through all of the pain that I went through at finish line? This is not kayfabe. Why would I book myself in 6 damn matches and risk me getting injured for real? Competing 6 damn times if I was a pussy. If I was a pussy, this is going to be breaking kayfabe once again. This is what you didn't see at finish line. The part that I snipped out of finish line because it was not very pleasant to the viewers. But if we're breaking kayfabe, let's break kayfabe. If I was a pussy, I wouldn't have gotten Dustin's face and I wouldn't have shoved him. And I wouldn't have stood my ground to Dustin, someone that I've been afraid of for the last 4 years. Afraid of me literally getting my ass handed to me on a silver platter for real. If I was such a pussy, I wouldn't have stood up to him in his face and told him like it was. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Logan you know would have never done that. So come at me again telling me that I'm a pussy. If I was such a pussy, then why do you keep talking about me? Why does the outer circle and the Cole Little have to keep talking down on Logan Price? because they have nothing better to do. Nothing better to do. And you want to brag about how you're the 5 best competitors in SVBW. You can talk about how you're the 5 best competitors, but when you're talking about the best in SVBW, my fucking name deserves to be in that list. It deserves to be in that conversation. I don't give a fuck about 12 world championships. I don't give a fuck about tag titles and how many titles the Outer Circle currently owns. It's not the number of titles you've won or how many titles you have or own in this backyard that makes you who you are. It doesn't make you the best. What makes you the best is laying it out there on the line every time you step in that yard. What makes you the best is putting your heart and your passion and your body on the line and risking everything. Every time you step in that yard, and this is no bullshit. This is no kayfabe. This is me telling you like it is. If I wasn't one of the fucking best in this backyard, I wouldn't even have a say-so. I wouldn't even be talking right now. I wouldn't even be replying to this fucking video. Being one of the best doesn't mean that you have championships. Because the number of championships that you won doesn't mean shit unless you make them count. If you feel like there's more that you should have done with the title when you had it, that doesn't make you the best. That makes you full of doubt. Being the best means that even though you have got past title runs, even though that they didn't live up to anything, as long as you're proud of those title runs that you had and the ways that you stand your ground, it means absolutely everything to you to keep going. Being the best is standing up against your peers even when they shit talk you. If I was a pussy, I wouldn't stand my ground to you guys. I'd be that scared little boy from GSW. I'd be that scared boy who took Channing Steele on in his rookie year and didn't know what the hell he was getting himself into, who could barely move afterwards. I'm the guy now who would look Channing Steele in his face and call him the bitch boy whose penis is so small that he probably is on roids, and we all know he probably is, that his penis is so small that his wife had a trouble finding it when they were consummating the marriage to have his baby girl. Talk all the shit you want. I'm putting you on notice. As long as Logan Price stands, as long as Logan Price is here in SVBW, you don't get to clarify just you 5 as the best in this company. When you've got guys like Will Jackson who are barely on the card and barely scrapping to find themselves, who have lost all motivation for this just because people don't want to put him over. I tell you what, I will gladly put Will over. I have always put Will over. I put Will over for the Independent Championship. I put Will over for numerous times. I made Will world champion because he deserved it. Will Jackson deserves to be in the conversation as one of the best in SVBW. And I don't give a shit what any of you say. We all make SVBW what it is, not just you five. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to go track down a ginger-headed fuckwad that is a poor excuse for a failed professional wrestler and see if he will accept my challenge, if he's got the fucking balls to accept my challenge. That's another thing. If I was a pussy, I wouldn't be the one who's been challenged by an actual pro. I wouldn't have a pro breathing down my neck to make a statement if I was such a pussy, if I'm so irrelevant. You explain that one to me. I'm done. Hello? 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 I don't know what that's about. I thought there was somebody here, but I think I'm just losing my mind. But the point is, don't talk shit when there's nothing to talk shit about. Call me a clown, call me a joke, all you fucking want. It doesn't mean anything to me. Because I know my self-worth. It doesn't matter if you guys do. I'm going to keep doing me. I'm going to keep being the Dark Wolf. I'm going to keep issuing statements until it gets across. I'm not a little lackey and not a little bitch anymore that I used to be. I'll get right up in your face and tell you exactly what I think of you. So Hunter, I'm glad you reinstated Nicole. I really am. Because now, what's ever going on inside her head is your responsibility, because I could give a fuck less. Court is adjourned.